This is macOS Ken.
iPhone as half empty, half full glass. South Korea holds off on its App Store legislation, and Big Tech visits the White House. It is Thursday, the 26th of August, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple, fixed monthly payment. Not bad, right? Turning bills of various rates into one easy-to-manage figure. Upstart looks at more than your credit score, factoring in income and employment history. That lets them offer smarter rates with trusted partners. The Wall Street Journal says Upstart's model has expanded credit access and encouraged other lenders to explore ways to lend to more people with no or limited credit history. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART. That's upstart.com/macOSKen. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. Folks in the U.S. who own iPhones are not Apple users through and through. That is the latest finding from Consumer Intelligence Research Partners, or CIRP. According to the firm, things that are closely tied to iPhone do well with iPhone owners. CIRP says about 2/3 of iPhone buyers own a smartwatch, and 3/4 of those smartwatch owners have an Apple Watch. AirPods run along a similar line. Almost 40% of iPhone owners own a wireless Bluetooth earbud set, according to the firm, and AirPods account for more than half of those. iPad is its own thing, literally and figuratively. Quoting the CIRP report, after more than 10 years, iPhone buyers own a tablet almost as often as they own a personal computer. With iPad's defining position in this category, it follows that Apple has gained significant penetration into the iPhone customer base, with 84% of iPhone buyers with a tablet owning an iPad. Now we go past that and things start to split. On computers, the firm says while almost all iPhone buyers have a personal computer, a relatively small share of these buyers have an Apple Mac. Apple has a 41% share of personal computers owned by iPhone buyers, primarily laptops. On the streaming video side, while 69% of iPhone owners also own a streaming video device, only 39% of those own an Apple TV. And while 45% of iPhone owners own a smart speaker, just 21% of that 45% has something in a HomePod. CIRP partner and co-founder Mike Levin is quoted in the report saying Apple has failed to replicate its mobile success in selling home-based devices. That is certainly one way to look at it, though Apple Must spun a much more positive spin, saying Apple has millions of iPhone users to convince to get a Mac. The way that site sees it, this untapped audience could translate into future opportunity. The beta trains keep rolling on down the track. iDownload blog posted a piece early in the day on Wednesday saying that the 7th betas of iOS 15, iPadOS 15, tvOS 15, and watchOS 8 were out to developers. Apple will likely seed a corresponding public beta of eligible software in the near future, said the piece. And boy, were they right. Mid-afternoon out west, early evening back east, iMore had already run a couple of reports, one saying Apple had released a public beta of iOS 15, and another saying Apple had released a public beta of iPadOS 15. More on the way, to be sure. Now, an interesting bit of news in notes around Wednesday's betas. While we'll have access to iCloud Private Relay when iOS 15 comes out, it's not going to be ready for prime time. If you don't remember what it is, MacRumor says iCloud Private Relay is a service that's designed to ensure Safari traffic leaving an iPhone, iPad, or Mac is encrypted through two separate internet relays so that companies can't use personal information like IP address, location, and browsing activity to build detailed profiles about Apple device users. Announced earlier this year during WWDC, it looks like the service won't be as ready as hoped. According to Apple's release notes for the 7th beta of iOS 15, says the report, iCloud Private Relay is being released as a public beta to allow Apple to gather additional feedback and improve website compatibility before the official launch of the feature. Hey, you remember that vote that South Korea was going to have? The one that could have upended the app stores run by Google and Apple? Didn't happen. I told you yesterday of an iDownload blog report that said that that country was on the verge of passing legislation that would ban companies like Google and Apple from requiring developers to use their own payment systems. Now, a piece from TechCrunch says South Korea's parliamentary committee passed on Wednesday, the 25th of August, a landmark bill to prevent Google and Apple from charging software developers commissions on in-app purchases, the first of its kind in the world. The final vote by all members of the National Assembly, required to pass and activate the proposal, which was expected to be held in a plenary session on the same day, was delayed until further notice. Tentatively delayed to the 30th of August, according to media reports cited by TechCrunch. Pins and needles all round. The Biden administration left yesterday's big tech meeting with a little jingle in its jeans. Yahoo Finance wrote up part of the meeting, which had some of the biggest tech companies in the U.S. visiting the White House to talk cybersecurity. The piece had President Biden saying, "The reality is most of our critical infrastructure is owned and operated by the private sector, and the federal government can't meet this challenge alone. So I've invited you all here today because you have the power, the capacity, and the responsibility, I believe, to raise the bar on cybersecurity." In attendance were Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, Apple CEO Tim Cook, Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, IBM CEO Arvind Krishna, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, and more. When it was over, Microsoft pledged money to the cause, Alphabet pledged money to the cause, and Apple pledged to strengthen security in its supply chain. On Twitter, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said, "Thank you, POTUS, for convening a critical conversation on cybersecurity. Microsoft will invest $20 billion to advance our security solutions over the next 5 years, $150 million to help U.S. government agencies upgrade protections, and expand our cybersecurity training partnerships." Google took to one of its blogs saying it's committing $10 billion over the next 5 years to strengthen cybersecurity, including expanding zero trust programs, helping secure the software supply chain, and enhancing open source security. And, according to a piece from MacRumors, Apple plans to develop a program to make security improvements across its technology supply chain. Apple will work with suppliers to adopt multi-factor authentication, security training, and incident response in an effort to improve security. Okay, that's not nothing. And in fairness, Apple is doing a lot with a lot of different educational initiatives and institutions that should move the security ball down the field. Still sounds kind of chintzy. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. Headspace makes it easy for you to build a life-changing meditation practice with mindfulness that works on your schedule, anytime, anywhere. That's because it lives on your tablet or your phone, so it's always where you are. When you and I have talked about Headspace this week, we have focused on focusing, on mindfulness, concentrating on breathing when breathing, on eating when eating, concentrating on sitting when sitting, and standing when standing. That may sound odd, but as my favorite guide put it in the session I did just yesterday, we're really just training the mind to pay attention so it can begin to pay attention with other things. Because how we do one thing is how we do everything. Headspace is helping me be aware, not only of my own frame of mind, but how my frame of mind affects the people around me, which hopefully helps us all. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/macOSKen. That's headspace.com/macOSKen for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best deal offered right now. Head to headspace.com/macOSKen today. More Apple services as incentive. Apple Insider says UK customers who take out a new Barclaycard credit card with Experian can get up to 5 months free use of Apple Music, Apple News Plus, Apple Arcade, and Apple TV Plus. The piece says the Experian email promoting the offer does not detail how the number of free months is calculated. It is presumably related to the credit rating, according to the report. Apple's celebration of U.S. national parks continues. I told you last week about this Saturday's Apple Watch Activity Challenge marking the system's 105th anniversary. I told you earlier this week about the Apple Pay promotion that'll see Apple donate money for every purchase of $10 or more made through one of its retail channels using its contactless payment solution. Now Apple has issued a press release talking up those promotions plus some special content collections focused on the parks. According to the release, Apple Maps will feature 24 curated guides from the National Park Foundation, which include more than 400 sites that the National Park Service protects. The App Store is featuring the official National Park Service app, as well as a collection of essential apps for hikers. The Apple TV app has a collection of stuff focused on parks that people can rent, buy, or subscribe to. Apple Podcasts will feature a collection of shows focused on exploring and celebrating the outdoors for listeners in the U.S. throughout August, according to the company. And Apple Books will do what the Apple TV app is doing, promote stuff about the parks that people can purchase. More information is available through all of those services. News of a new series for Apple TV Plus. The Cupertino company issued a press release Wednesday announcing a series order for The Changeling, a new drama series based on the acclaimed best-selling book of the same name. If you've read the book, you know what the series will be about. If you haven't, Apple is opting for mystery this time around. I don't mean the show's a mystery, I mean Apple's being whimsical and vague in its description. According to the release, The Changeling is a fairy tale for grown-ups, a horror story, a parenthood fable, and a perilous odyssey through a New York City you didn't know existed. LaKeith Stanfield is set to star. He was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor this year for Judas and the Black Messiah. He's also been nominated for Screen Actors Guild Awards for the film Get Out and the TV series Atlanta. No word in the release on when this show will start streaming. And finally today, congrats to Apple TV Plus for 2 more awards. Mac Rumors says the Cupertino streamer has picked up a couple of Emmy awards. One was for the augmented reality app For All Mankind Time Capsule, released ahead of the show's second season. That won in the category Outstanding Innovation in Interactive Programming, which is apparently a category. The other win was for the series Calls. In case that flew under your radar, MacRumor says that show focuses on a series of phone calls without a standard visual component. It uses motion graphics to accentuate the content of phone calls surrounding a supernatural event. Given the show's nature, its win for Outstanding Motion Design makes sense. While the winners have been announced, the awards have not actually been handed out yet. MacRumor says that'll happen at the 2021 Creative Arts Emmy Awards, set to take place at LA Live on the weekend of the 11th and 12th of September. Coming up in a few minutes, GigGab co-host Dave Hamilton has done something nothing else has been able to do. He has opened me to the possibility that sideloading apps for iPhone would not be the end of the world. I don't think it'll stick, but it did happen. Find out how in a few minutes. Give it a listen at macosken.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSken. This show is also sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSken. Advertising handle by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.